how to use the transparency tool in Affinity Designer. Now, transparency can be used with pass, standard pass, type. It can be used with images and many other designs as well. So first thing to do, I've just actually got a design here of just obviously a very basic rectangle, and I've also got some type there as well. Now I've gone to the transparency tool. You can find it in the tools in Affinity Designer. And what you can do, then you can just drag it across. It's very interactive, so you can drag it around. You can see more or less, obviously, of the original design, of the original rectangle. Now you can also use elliptical, you can use radial, etc. There's a number of options for the type. Basically, it's using like gradients, created exactly in the same way. Obviously, conical. The only thing that's missing is the bitmap option. Would be quite nice as well. Anyway, doesn't do that, so you can see, like, so you go each of those, you've got various different options. You can rotate that around very quickly. Like I say, very interactive. You can also just go there, go back to linear, elliptical, whatever. You can see the elliptical there. You can just drag that out, click on there, and then just drag that out again. You can see the elliptical design. You can see the green there. Obviously, most of the actual rectangle now is red. You can just see straight through it. You can also rotate it. You can also add additional stops. Now that's the key thing. Like I say, it's very similar to a gradient. It's exactly the same. You can even see their gradient, it says there. So go there, you've got stop there, that's obviously 100%. And then you've got there 31%, position 69. And you can push it up to 100 so you can see more or less again. You can also go, and you can delete it as well. Great. There, you can click again. You've got opacity, you can push it up to 100%. So you can create like ring designs very quickly with the path that's on top. Now obviously you can remove that. You can see straight through, obviously, with one part, and then there's a ring around the edge there. You can also insert additional ones. You can copy, so what that'll do, that'll just add it in between two stops, adds another stop in between. You can see obviously that makes it more intense there, and you can also delete it just by clicking the delete. You can also reverse the gradient, so you can make obviously what was before being seen through is obviously made it so you can't see through it. Now, just going down there to some type, you can use type as well, and again, transparency tool, just click on that, and you can see default, obviously it's none, and then linear, and you just rotate that around, and again, you go to elliptical, you can increase them separately. Obviously, you can just drag those out separately. You can, like I say, interactively move that midpoint there. You just move it, make it sharper at certain points, moving that. Again, you can rotate the gradients. You can see, just move it around. You can also reverse it. So obviously, again, type becomes much more clearer than before. And again, you can reverse it again. So you can see type sort of disappears, fades away. Again, you click on there and add additional stops. Again, push it up to 100% or push it down to 0 so you can see less of it or more of the type. Click again, you can add additional stops. I don't know how many stops you can actually add in Affinity Designer, probably quite a few. But of course, at some point, it becomes very, very close, and obviously the easiest way to it is always use the actual settings, the opacity and position there. Obviously, when you've got the interactive, it's quite nice, but you actually end up clicking over top of each other, and makes it a little bit trickier, so it's easy just to use the actual controls. But you can use, obviously, interactive, and it works very nicely interactive if you've only got a few stops. Right, I hope you found this of interest. Thank you much.